had beef with Fat Joe and Kiss and Nas. Kiss was my nigga. And if we're talking about crack, nigga, no way. I'm gonna look Kiss in the eye, bro. I sat there 24 years old, bro, and I could not go against our friendship. I wasn't gonna do that, bro. I didn't give a fuck. I really appreciated you coming to grab me, taking me to YO, and giving me experience that I can never forget, bro. It happened before the other shit happened.
You know that I never knew that was the real reason.
We might got a bigger bone to pick with Flex, because he set me up with the question.
Wow.
The nigga angered at me. Flex was like, so, 50 got beef with Kiss, he got beef with Nas, he got beef with Joe. I said, nah, I cut him off. I was like, nah, they non-negotiable. 50 heard it and said, yeah, Game ain't in the group. I didn't feel no way about it.
It happened on the radio live.
Hey, it happened the same day, nigga. Later on, I see Joe and 50 squash it. Yo, I'm like, no way, they're friends. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm your brother forever. 50.
Hey, it's your boy Fast Coop, but I'm gonna need y'all to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. It's been a little while, and I apologize. It's just been so much stuff going on, man. We still stay turned up on social media 24/7. Understand me? We still posting blogs, news, all of that stuff on social media. But sometimes, the YouTube content can slow down. And forgive me, I'm only human. I'm working a lot of different things now. Let's get back to business. So we got this viral clip of the Game on Joe and Jada's podcast, and all three of these people got somebody in common that they actually went to war with, and that is the 50 Cent. Okay? And Fat Joe and Jada was just asking Game's perspective on it, because if you didn't know, that beef with Game and 50 Cent basically happened because Funk Flex interviewed the Game on live radio and asked him about what his position was in these beefs that 50 Cent had with Jadakiss and Fat Joe. And mind you, the Game was prior to the beef cool with Jadakiss. The Game prior to the beef was cool with Joe. So he pretty much, responded like, nah, I ain't really got much to do with me type of thing. And, once 50 Cent heard it, he immediately said Game is out of the group. Now, we're going to talk about who is right and who is wrong in this situation. And I honestly want to say this, man. The Game's whole reasoning for him not taking 50 Cent's side is, I was already cool with Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying? Jadakiss brought me to Yonkers and this, that, and the third, but Jadakiss ain't give you the deal, bro. Jadakiss ain't help you get out the slums of California, of Compton. 50 Cent did. You understand me? So you were supposed to be loyal to 50 Cent. So that shows me that the Game has a character flaw when it comes to loyalty, which is, a lot of people, aren't as loyal as they may, act like they are. You know what I'm saying? For him to stay out the beef, like, and not only just stay out the beef, for him to have the perspective of like, yeah, I'm not in it, and I'm cool with Kiss, and I'm cool. Hey, bro, that sounds like a super opportunist. You are a part of the Gorilla Unit. You are a part of G Unit. You understand me? So how are you worried about any other relationships that you have? Like, this is the relationship that's feeding your family. This is the relationship that's feeding your son, your girlfriend, your moms, your brothers, your hood. Why would you even risk that for anything that wasn't even matching that energy? Like, that's where I'm confused at. Like, bro, just because you went to Yonkers with Jadakiss, whoop-de-doo, you're a rapper. All of this is fake. You guys are just doing this because you want to get each other's fan bases. Let me go over to Yonkers and kick it with Jadakiss so I can get some East Coast fans. Jadakiss, okay, let me kick it with the Game so I could get some West Coast fans. Same thing that Jim Jones did with the Game on Certified Gangsters. And we certified gangsters. You understand me? That was a swap of fan bases. This is the West Coast for the East Coast. That's exactly what that was, bro. And for some strange reason, the Game, he thought that he was supposed to be loyal to Jadakiss. Like, he couldn't go. Like, first off, is rap. That's the first layer. And then, even if it wasn't rap, if it was something else, you ended up having more beef with 50 Cent than you would have beef with either of these guys. You understand me? Like, if you had just rapped alongside 50 Cent, or even just say, yo, I got no comment, you would have been in a completely different situation. Like, yo, bro, this is a multi-million-dollar, a partnership between the Game and 50 Cent. Like, we missed out on some of the most greatest hip-hop rap music of all time. Like, the fact that these two guys could do 2 songs and they're smashes, it covered the board. So I didn't really understand, like, why would you, like, think that your relationship with Jadakiss is more important than what 50 Cent has going on? And then you got to understand the Game. You're from California, so had you had enemies in California, 50 Cent would, take your side. Like, you're not from New York, bro. Like, had it been maybe some Cali niggas, like it was some Lokes or some Bloods, where it could be like, all right, I got to deal with this for real. Like, my family's over here. Like, I can't get involved. Like, bro, these people's all the way in New York, bro. Like, yeah, they might fly around and come into town, but, bro, you are from Cedar Block, Piru. You understand me? Like, yeah, don't get it messed up. They're from YO, they're from Yonkers. There's definitely some tough dudes out there, but you are from, historically one of the, most notorious forms of, rebellion, revolution. You part of the Bloods, bro. You part of the Pirus, bro. Like, it don't get no thicker than that. You understand me? Like, it don't get no thicker than that. You part of the Lokes, whatever it is. MS-13, like, let's just be real. Like, there's just certain groups that just hold more rank. Like, all right, cool. Like, you telling me, like, there's certain situations where a hood, like a neighborhood, right? A neighborhood can go against a gang for only like a certain amount of time, right? That happens, you know what I'm saying? And that be because geographically it's all over the place. Like, for instance, you can have a New York block. Like, let's go to Harlem. You can have 140th, right? And they got beef with this group of Bloods. It's like 10 Bloods. And that group of 140th gives the business to the Bloods, right? Okay, cool, but that's a different situation because, it's not homegrown in New York. Now, let's go to California where they have the authority. Now, you have the Cedar Block Pirus who got members in probably all over the world. You understand me? Like, these types of gangs are all over the world. So it's like, okay, cool. You go to Texas, you're going to have to deal with some Pirus. You go to New York, you're going to have to deal with some Pirus. You go to Florida, you go to Michigan, you go to, you name it. You know what I'm saying? You go to Kansas. You know what I'm saying? They all over this thing. You go to Northern California, like, you're going to have to deal with it, especially if you hold rank like that. Like, you can't go pull up in certain spots and think that you ain't going to feel it. So you may get the home court advantage in New York, but you come to Cali, go to Texas, go to Detroit. You're going to have to see about that over there, and it's not going to be good because then they're going to have to click up with your enemies. They're going to have to go, all right, cool, they going to have to come Crips. You understand me? They're going to have to start paying some Hoovers or whatever the case is. So, like, Game would have had more leverage in that situation regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. And then when he goes to New York, he's with G-Unit. They from New York. It made no sense for him to take that position in the smoke. Now, let's focus on 50 Cent. Now, 50 Cent, only area I say that 50 Cent actually made an error was he didn't give it enough time. Like, had he just sat down and actually had a conversation with Game, he like, bro, he was being irrational. Like, he should have just, simmered down and said, all right, cool, I'm going to have a conversation with him. Had they just had a conversation, things would have went completely different, bro. Because he could have really sat down with Game and said, yo, look, man, I know I got things going on. I know I do. But this is what comes with this. You understand me? Like, we on top of the world right now. And this is how we going to stay on top of the world. We got to get through this beef. You are from Cedar Block, Piru. All you know is gang banging. So how do you not want to gang bang against some people that we gang banging against? And we getting paid. We getting paid for this. You wasn't getting paid for all of that you was going through in Compton with them Compton Crips, them Nutty Blocks and all of that. You wasn't getting paid for that. That was just, handed down to you generation by generation. You inherit that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wasn't getting paid that. No, we getting paid to beef with these guys. Understand me? You gonna get shows. You gonna get more fans. You gonna be talked about. You gonna get more women. You gonna get more cars. You gonna get more blicks. We gonna make more hits on and off the on the records and off the records. So that's how I'm looking at the situation, because it don't really make too much sense to me, bro. Like, how would you prefer to take the upside when you a part of something, unless you didn't like 50? Unless you didn't like 50, but it was too early not to like him. You know what I'm saying? But it was one of those things from like 48 Laws of Power. Never outshine the master. And I feel like Game wanted to always be the top dog. He's one of those. Mind you, he still had a great career, but he's not where he could have been. Had him and 50 kept rocking. We missed a lot, bro. If those two did a tape, bro, imagine they was just cool this whole time. They was cool, bro. They was cool. Game could mediate with Lloyd Banks. Like, a lot of things would have went differently, bro. Like, Banks may have not wanted to be in the studio with 50, but still, he might have hopped on something. Understand me? With Game, like, he could go to the studio with Game. You feel me? Like, situation with Buck could have been different. Like, it's just unfortunate, man, because when I sit back, nigga, and I just think about how much money was lost and how much moments and timeless, records, it for y'all to just make those two records and it go good like that, and then 50 help you write songs like yo, the documentary was fire. Documentary fire. Massacre fire. Hate It, Love It fire. This Is How We Do fire. And we lost all of that because of Jadakiss? Fat Joe? What? And then, the Game's upset that, Fat Joe and 50 Cent and G-Unit, they ended up squashing. They got cool. And Game's just like, it's cringe. He didn't like that they got cool. He's like, all right, they cool. Like, I don't understand that. But at the same time, it's like, yo, bro, you should have, if you couldn't understand why you must have thought in their mind they would never be cool. Like, you must have thought that. So it made me automatically feel like you wanted Fat Joe to never be cool with 50 Cent. You feel me? Because it's just like, yo, bro, okay, they got cool. The beef got squashed. Had you kept riding with 50, it would have got squashed either way. You don't hear no hit records between Fat Joe and The Game. You don't hear no hit records between Jadakiss and The Game. Them niggas ain't make no mixtape together. They ain't going on tour together. They ain't get no money together for real. What? They ain't make no hit songs. 50 Cent had all the hits. He had the motion. You made your biggest records with 50 Cent. And you traded that for a Yonkers bus pass. You traded that to sit on Joe and Jada's podcast and talk about 50 Cent when you could have been on top of the world still. Game still rapping. 50 would have put the bag behind Game now. You see Game, he ain't really dropping like that. You know what I mean? Like, and if he do drop, niggas don't really talk about it. And then he kind of in a weird space because of what he do. Like, people don't even feel like he a rapper like that. They kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe those pictures he was posting, you know what I mean? And I don't know. Like, people just, the Game, he like a weird space. Like, we know he a legend, but it's like, I don't know. And I think that's because of how he went about the situation with 50, bro. Honestly, Game could be arguably the best rapper from LA. Excuse me, from California. He could be up there with Kendrick. Niggas ain't looking at him like he Kendrick though. Facts. Niggas ain't looking at Game like he Kendrick. Kendrick run LA. That's the guy. Understand me? Game could have been that. Game could have been up there with the Ice Cubes and the Kendricks and stuff like that, but I don't know. He took the wrong decision. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts on his situation, because I have seen nothing. And then on top of that, the Game went at Rick Ross. So, and that was on your own time. So there's already some people that you ain't like either. Imagine you and 50 crushing these niggas, man. You feel me? Like, only time 50 started losing the beef is when it came to music, because he stepped outside of music. He did what he did. He felt it. He said, yo, it's my time to go. Let me try different things. Only way you could beat 50 Cent is if you diss him on the record and it gets enough attention. He's not going to rap with you because he knows how much money you'll make if he rap with you. And then on top of that, he don't even really want to rap. He not inspired to rap. But we heard he was back in the studio, so I don't know. I don't know where 50 Cent's at, because you got this stuff going on with T.I. and Fabulous, and he's just not getting in the booth. And I think it's because he don't got his guys no more. You know what I mean? If he was really kicking it with Buck in the game and Banks, I think he'll still be in the booth, man. Facts. Because, you know, you can't. You know what I mean? You see Waka Flocka jump back in the booth, T.I. back in the booth, Game still in the booth. Niggas is still rapping, bro. Raw still in the booth. Niggas is 50, 49, 50 years old. Max B came on 47. Jim Jones still rapping. Fab rapping. Like, niggas is still, nigga, Benzino still rapping. He's 60. Really ain't no excuse. It is what it is, man. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Give me y'all thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to be turning up more content coming this week. I apologize, but we back. The crib, let's get to this. Like, share, and subscribe. The crib.